his ID card, he did not find it. The following day he went, he did not find his ID card. I am speaking to the events of 17th September 2018. And so, he left his contacts written in the book with the guards, the occurrence book, contacts, Dominic, telephone number, and said, turn into a bit of Kiswahili, mukipata hii kipande changu, tafadhali mnijulishe. I have had the benefit of that record. It is his evidence that he never got his ID at all. I have had the evidence of the witness who came from the Registrar of Persons who has confirmed to this court that Dominic Bisera Haron eventually got a duplicate ID in the year 2019. There is evidence from witnesses at Royal Park that is true, Dominic lost his ID. There is evidence from Protected Witness 3A to the effect that the person who went to the deceased house on 19th of September 2018 produced an ID in the name of Dominic Bisera Haron. This witness identifies the first accused person on the parade as the Dominic Bisera Haron. I come to the parade. And so, at this stage, I find adequate evidence that the ID of Dominic Bisera Haron was stolen at Royal Park Estate in Langata on 17th of September, 2 days before 19th of September, when the offense was committed. I have made an observation that this ID was stolen from Royal Park Estate Langata, and it happens that the two accused persons were residing at Royal Estate Langata. As to whether the first accused person used this ID to access the Muria Gardens and commit a murder, hold it. The next question and issue I'm going to address is whether the cloth which the first accused person was wearing on the material date implicates him in the offense. I have taken a route of flow from where he started. And of course, we all start by dressing in our houses. Hopefully. I'm not saying anything. Evidence as to the cloth which the first accused person wore was the evidence of Pamela, the house help, PW 15. She says that when the first accused person left the house on the 19th of September 2018, he was wearing a white shirt with patterns, a maroon cap or cap, and brown shorts. Now, the prosecution produced a brown shirt marked as exhibit number 9 and a maroon cap marked as prosecution exhibit number 4. And they were shown to the witness, and she says, yes, they look like what he was wearing. And then she's cross-examined by the first accused defense counsel, and I picked an extract from her answer in cross-examination, and this is what she said. Jowie left at 4 p.m. in brown short, maroon cap, and a small bag. This is not in my statement. This shot is the one produced in court. End of quote. So that's Pamela. What the first accused person was wearing when he left the house. When the first accused person left the house, the next person he met was a gentleman known as Jennings, who was given evidence as prosecution witness number 8. Let's see what Jennings said about the cloth. Jennings confirms that he met the first accused person at Rose's house, and in relation to the cloth he was wearing, he says this: the first accused person was wearing a t-shirt, a maroon cap, and a brown short. Again, he's shown exhibit number 9. He says, yes, this short looks like what he was wearing. And he's shown exhibit number 4, and he says, this cap looks like what he was wearing. Jennings goes beyond these 3 items: the t-shirt, the short, and the cap, and says this, that he left Roadhouse where he was meeting with the first accused person, and that the first accused person requested him to drive his car, and of course then he went to the passenger seat. He took a bag which he had, he removed a white kanzu from the bag and a 4th item or cloth, white kanzu, and put on top of his cloth. And then he left to go where he was going. So the second person who speaks to the cloth which the first accused person was wearing is Jennings. And he speaks to a t-shirt, he speaks to a maroon cap, he speaks to a brown short, and he speaks to a kanzu. The third person who spoke to the cloth which the first accused person was wearing is PW11, Chelagat. Chelagat tells the court that she knew the first accused person because she is a friend to the second accused person. And Chelagat says that on that particular date, the 19th of September, she went to Roadhouse. Remember, Roadhouse is where the first accused person and Jennings were meeting. She went to Roadhouse in the company of her friend called Juju. They found the place was packed, and because she knew the first accused person, she and Juju joined the first accused person and his friend Jennings on their table. They had drinks and food, and when she's asked the clothes the first accused person was wearing, she says the first accused person was wearing white shoes, t-shirt with some prints at the front, a brown khaki short, and a maroon cap. Again, she's shown the white shirt, short, the brown short. Exhibit number 9, she says it looks like it. She's shown the cap, she says yes, it looks like it. She is cross-examined, an extract from her evidence I took. She says, I described the short as brownish. There are back pockets. The short had side pockets. At 40-40, he was wearing the same short. The fourth witness who speaks to the clothes the accused was wearing is the guard at Lemuria Gardens. And I'm hoping the manner in which I'm flowing my decision is helping us to move with the movements of the first accused. From the house, road, house, and then allegedly we'll come to see whether it's an allegation or it's been proved. Lemuria Gardens. Now, this witness says this, that the person who came to the deceased house identified himself as Dominic Bisera Harun, came in a taxi and he was wearing a white kanzu. The next witness who speaks to the cloth which the first accused person was wearing is PW7, Lee Owen. Lee Owen says that When he went to the deceased's house, he found the first accused person was introduced to him as Joe, and he was wearing a pure Muslim white kanzu, ash gray coat, red/maroon cap. And he says this: that in fact the deceased person made a comment on the white kanzu which the first accused was wearing. And she said, I've translated it into English but in Kiswahili, kwa nini huyu leo amevaa kanzu? Kwa kawaida huwa havai kanzu. That the deceased remarked, why is the first accused person wearing a kanzu today? He usually does not wear a kanzu. Now, what comes out of the evidence of these witnesses? About 5 of them. 1, that all of them, Pamela who was at the house, Jennings who was at Roadhouse, Chelagat who was at Roadhouse, 3 of them speak to the same 3 items or cloth that the first accused was wearing. T-shirt, brown short, maroon cap. All of them. Then we have the second set of witnesses, but there is a bridge, which I'll bring. Jennings, the guard at Ramuria, and Owen speak to a white kanzu. The question is this: why is there divergence? How come Pamela does not speak of a white kanzu? How come Chelaga does not speak of a white kanzu? And the answer was not far from the analysis of the evidence. The answer is, when the first accused person is said to have left the house, he was not dressed in a kanzu. So this kanzu is, according to the evidence of Jennings, was worn just before he went to the house of the deceased. And so anybody who met him before he went to the house of the deceased would not have seen the kanzu. Do these clothes implicate him in the commission of the offense? Hold your horse. Three other things on this.